Oh, hey everybody, Jiggin Jerry. You know, I have discussed fishing reels in the past on my show, and I love using all types of reels from all kinds of companies. But you know, during the holidays, everyone's looking for the best bang for the buck. And you know, a little birdie told me about this Runcl Titan II reel. And I ended up getting a hold of one. And I had to put it to the test. And boy was I impressed. Check out all these fish that I've caught on this reel so far. Look at those nice 3 spots. Isn't that crazy? But you look at the other side, 1. Nice. Titan Runcl. Titan Runcl. Well guys, now we know that the Runcl Titan, this is only a 3000, can catch catfish. Nice eating size too.
Oh, nice. No wonder he felt big.
That's twice. That's you foul hooked one and I foul hooked.
Swapping out at this time. Nice.
See you later, bud. I hope that doesn't hurt you. Thank you.
Oh, you go. There he is. Nice. Boy's pretty.
Yeah, look at that. Good one. Not a bad one. Right. Net. There you go. Oh. Well, Runcl Titan decided to go a little bigger with the sheep's head this time. So, you can do a little bit about everything there. Nice little meaty guy. That's great, huh? Yeah, I like to keep testing her out. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this reel. This reel has a complete metal frame, okay, which really helps, especially with that twisting like you get with a soft graphite frame. If it's not a really high quality graphite, it tends to twist, especially when you have the reel under some torque and you're pulling in a big fish. You know, this little reel comes with 44 pounds of drag. It uses carbon fiber washers. Now, that's fantastic because, you know, this thing getting up to 44 pounds of drag can hold some pretty good fish. And it has a braid ready spool. Now, I've tried both lines on here. Right now, I've got 12-pound test monofilament on here, but I had braid on here. I used 2 different weights already. I've used 15-pound test. I've used 8-pound test fishing with it to see how it did. It did great, okay? It has 9 stainless steel shielded bearings, okay? Plus an anti-reverse bearing. So it's very responsive and very, very smooth. I like that about a reel. Now there's a few things I'd like to tell you about this reel that they don't mention, that I've noticed. One is this reel's line capacity. Now this is a Runcl Titan II 3000, okay? Now I checked to see how many yards of line this reel holds. And can you believe that this little 3000 holds as much line as a 4000 equivalent in other brands' models? I couldn't believe it. I was like, my word, it's holding as much line as a 4000 does. And, you know, that's fantastic because I like a lot of line on my reel, especially if I hook into a monster fish and I'm using light tackle. I need yards, okay? I need yards of line in case that fish goes on a blistering run. Not only that, sometimes you get raked around pilings and everything and you lose some line. Well, if a reel doesn't have much of a line capacity and you lose a certain amount of line due to abrasion, damage and everything, you don't have much line to fish with and you pretty much are done for the day. Well, I can lose 40, 50 yards off of this reel and still have plenty of line to fish for the day. So that's a plus. The other thing I've noticed is that this reel has a pretty much a quick set drag system is what I refer to. Okay? Not only does it have the 44 pounds of drag, but you can get to it pretty fast. And how that is a lot of reels you've noticed that you have to spin your drag knob over and over and over and over to get it to tighten up. Or back in reverse, of course, to loosen up. Now, you see this? Now watch this. One turn. See how tight that is already? That's it. I'm in fighting mode. So if I'm sitting there fighting and I need a run, I just put my hand over the front and just turn that a little bit, and it's loose enough to let that fish go. And if I want to turn around, instead of having to palm the reel, I can just take my two fingers a little bit, just turn that little bit, turn that little bit, and I'm back in the fight, cranking them up. That's fantastic. Nobody likes a reel that you can sit there and have to crank your drag. Okay? What if I want to sit the reel down? Say I'm throwing some live bait out there and I want to grab a mouthful of my coffee. Okay? Good cup of coffee. Well, in this case, I can turn around and quickly loosen my drag and set my reel down, and it's in run mode. If something picks it up, my reel's not flying off the boat, or it's not flying over a railing. So, I really like that. I found that to be fantastic about the reel. It's very smooth. It put up a pretty good fight. Another thing that I noticed that they don't talk about is this has the anti-reverse switch on it. Okay? Now, a lot of people don't use that anymore. They're like, what's that for? What's an anti-reverse? Some people use it in a fight. No, I've never used the switch shutting off my anti-reverse in a fight. But what it does come in handy for is I know a lot of you, because it's happened to me, have got line backlash that comes in when you're pulling and you're fighting a fish or you're setting a hook, and all of a sudden you're reeling in and your line gets all wrapped around your rotor like that all over the place, and you can't back up your reel to get it out. A lot of times you end up having to cut your line because a lot of reels anymore do not have that switch. So you can't back up that rotor to untangle that line, and you end up having to cut it. Well, with this one, you just switch it off, pop back that reel up, and your line's off. That's what I like it for, okay? I get that wind loop that wraps around my rotor, and I can't get it out. This at least has the switch that I can do that. Saves a big headache and a lot of time, and gets me my lure and my bait back in the water quickly. So, I think the reel's fantastic. It works really well. It's smooth, and it's got a solid metal handle, and it looks like a nice EVA knob. It's very comfortable. I enjoyed using it. So, if you're interested, check out Runcl at this web address, and hey, you might find yourself your own personal Christmas present for the season, or a nice affordable one that you can buy for someone else. All right, take care.